Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Double RPG here, and welcome back to Double RPG Livestream, where we're going to get back on track with Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch. And in the previous episode, we managed to get Cyrus into our party within the town of Atlas Dam, which is the Royal Academy, and quite a fine and astute fellow indeed to be joining our ranks, and with him being a scholar. So in today's episode, we're going to get started with some of the side questing in Atlas Dam, and then we're going to make our way north to Flames Grace in the Frostlands, where we're going to get our last party member, which is Ophelia. So, yes, that ought to be really fun today, so let's not waste any time and get right on it. And, I have to apologize right off the bat when, playing this, because I was going to get started with... I was going to be live streaming this game on Wednesday, but things just completely got out of hand, and I wasn't able to get around to doing a long live stream like I had previously wanted to, but unfortunately, it didn't even work that way, but, feels like everything, went smoothly, with trying to actually, get things done on my end, and today, this week definitely seemed like it was a great week for me to, get some things done on my end, especially with, getting, not just today, but during this week as well. Like, if anything, I was able to get caught up on a lot of things, such as getting back to work on my Final Fantasy retrospective, which I got to which I'm currently still working on, episode 9, and I'm playing through Final Fantasy 12 right now, and I've actually made a lot more progress with Final Fantasy 12 than I originally had, and reason being is because, well, I'm within the territory of Arcadia, and I passed through the Celica Wood, as well as currently going through Phone Coast. So, yes, things are coming along smoothly with how I hope for things to go nicely, but there's still a lot of stuff that has to be captured for that game, and I really hope to be I hope to be continuing along the path with what I'm currently doing, working on that game, and see how everything goes from there. But, if anything, it's just things have been quite relaxing for me in terms of work this week. Well, not so, so much for physical work, but when capturing footage and, working on my retrospective, it's just, I was able to get a lot more done than usual, so... If anything, I really should be privileged to finally getting back on track and, being able to actually get done what I need to get done, because if I kept wasting any more time with what I was doing, then chances are I probably wouldn't be able to get the retrospective done, and yeah, so it's been quite the arduous task for me within this within this past week, I should say. But, anyways, so what have I been doing for, within my spare time, aside from just, capturing footage of Final Fantasy 12 and all other things in regards to the retrospective? Well, I actually have been doing a lot of other things, too. Like, I went to a county fair that just happened not too long ago, and, they usually take place at, like, this, I think this reserve where there's like a rodeo and there's some barn houses and that kind of stuff, and I got to, embrace myself with the livestock that was there and actually embrace myself within the community that was all there too, with trying to have a really fun time. There's rides and there's food and all that good stuff, and just really, it's really fun when you go to big, huge gatherings like that, because it just makes you feel like you're part of the community that you are a part of, and it's just really, really fun. And a little funny story about when I went to that county fair is that the thing is that I was actually there where they actually had this barn house where there's a bunch of cattle and a bunch of sheep and a bunch of goats and pigs. And when I went over to the goats, I actually saw a goat. Believe it or not, I actually saw a goat that actually could scream. Yeah, just scream as is. So yeah, I didn't even think once in a million years that I would ever come across a goat that could actually, you know, scream normally instead of just bleating, or just scream like that and just bleat normally. Instead of going, instead the goat was like, whoa! And you can actually tell when they scream too, because they have their tongue sticking out, and it's really funny when they make that noise. But yeah, it was fun, and it's definitely something I like to do every single year whenever I'm, whenever they go live. So, if anything, yeah, I'm probably going to be going next year.
Good day.
I'm a teacher at the Royal Academy. You may call me Thrasio. But I'm afraid that I'm being hounded by nasty, vicious moneylenders. I have repaid all of my parents' debt, but the interest. They always claim that I haven't paid all of the interest. Uh-oh. Thrasio's tutelage. So...
Good day.
Moneylenders. So, if they're at the Royal Academy, are they at that location, or do we have to search elsewhere? I didn't even get the chance to see what you had to say. A capable culinarian. Okay. And I noticed the chat is kind of quiet right now. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are actually watching EVO at this point, because EVO is currently going on right now, as well as the Rooster Teeth Convention, or RTX for short. And for those who are big fans of fighting games, I'm really sure that they're looking forward to big announcements, like anything from Virtua Fighter 5, which Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown has been confirmed for a PC release, and hopefully we'll actually hear some news about some new games coming out, and, you know, just other really big surprises at the event. But who knows what all is going to go on. Did I tell you a secret? Truth is, I've been asked to cook for the king himself. I do not lack for confidence in my skills. Alas, I can't seem to get my hands on the ingredients I need most. I want the best milk, crab, and eggs. So we have to go into an item shop and actually get those? Or do we have to go somewhere where they actually have that? There's got to be a place where we actually can get those items that we need. Sure. Let's duel. It's time to duel.
It's a good day for battle. Now then.
Sure, I'll defeat you again. I'm pretty sure I went up against you one time. No, I didn't want... Oh, crap. I didn't want to flee. I wanted to get an item. I wasn't really paying attention, but I might as well take this advantage and heal myself. Yeah, because it looks like everybody's hit points are still down after that boss battle that we had with that, with that petty thief of, or petty name, or that petty thief of a scholar within the Royal Academy. Okay, now, let's, fight you fair and square again this time. Boy, this one's going at full strength with attacking me. And it's going into a defensive posture, which I am not surprised. But if anything, we better take advantage of the strength that we have on hand, then that way we can actually do damage to him. Because he's not going to hold off in that defensive position at all times. But, truth be told, I probably went up against this guy in the previous play session. Peerless Strike. Yeah, that was very peerless. This guard is still not down with hit points? I mean, oh, okay, here we go. Now that's what I want to see. I want to see some red in his name so that way I can take him down faster. You gonna use a Peerless Strike? Nope. Boy, the outcome is looking pretty grim. Can I beat him? Oh, of course I can. Let this be the coup de grace in our friendly duel. I grew a lot stronger. Probably not as strong as I want to be, but eh. Okay, a fine fight that was. You have my thanks. And with that, we pretty much were giving a good butt-whooping to that guard, but Ulbrich did take a big beating with his hit points, so have to get him to actually be very collective. And content, as well as making sure he's at full strength. Anyway, go ahead and acquire this chap. Oh! We actually can find a hidden item. Okay. Yeah, don't just in case if you missed out on somebody within these towns, make sure that you always Oh, Emperor Crab. So make sure that grab these whatever items that they have inside, you know, at this place. Then they may actually have what we need to actually get what we need for that one side quest. So definitely take advantage of that. I do apologize for the dogs acting very tumultuous with their behaviors because, well, it is nighttime and you know how stressed out and cranky they like to be during the nightfall. Although you probably may not for some who don't even have dogs, but if you do have dogs then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, it's a common occurrence, if anything. I mean, if you already listen to my live streams and watch them for what they are, then you definitely know how that all goes. Anyways. Some of these guys, these people have really good attack strength at this place. But where's the money lender that's been giving you oh my god, no thank you. I'm not at a strong level to take you on just yet. I'll go ahead and acquire from you. So you have nothing. How about, stealing from you? Do you have anything? Oh, Curious Bloom, but you do not have what we need. Okay, we already took care of you. Oh! Well, hello! Okay, there's a hidden item somewhere within this place. Of this place, for the one who are called the Turtles. Thank you, Krang. Man, it's like I would never even say that line ever again. God, I really miss that show. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2012 CGI cartoon that was on Nickelodeon. I definitely really enjoyed that show, and I definitely expressed how much I really enjoyed it, too, whenever I was doing the reviews and all, so... And yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. Anyway, go ahead and talk to this fine lass, but steal from you, see what you have. Oh, you have a Wind Soulstone. I'll go ahead and I'll take that. Since you won't even know, and inquire you. And there's nothing to inquire about from you. But you are a passionate reader, but let's go ahead and talk. This tome, The Ancient Capitals, contains a record of the ancient city of gold. Oh, an ancient city of gold. Is it run by King Midas, if anything? Because, you know, he's the king who can actually touch things and they can transform into gold. If any of you are familiar with that fairy tale. Look, do you see? An entire city where everything is made of gold. I wish there were more details about it, but it's only the briefest mention. So we have to talk to somebody to see if we can actually get more information about this place that they want to know more information about. But we pretty much might have to inquire with some people to get the information that we need. Oh, I already talked to you. And let's go inside Atlasdam Palace. And I wonder how the people of Atlasdam are going to... Oh, wait a minute. Go ahead and talk to you, but steal from you first. What do you have? Inspiriting Plum, a medium. How about inquire you? I could scrutinize you, but that would be too easy. What about challenge? What? Oh, art level. Oh, you got some decent strength. Man, like I said, a lot of these people, they have decent strength wherever they are. I collect great works of art, and this particular artist has been a favorite of mine lately. The only trouble I have is that the artist is quite particular and refuses to paint anything but landscapes. Still, I wish I could find more of his work, if only I could track down more examples. Okay, the Prejudice painting. So we got 3 or 4 side quests taking place here within this location. And let's see. Oh, you have the composite set. No, I don't want to even try to steal that from you since you will need to ask for money for those items. And it seems like the lower the percentages to try and steal items, the more that you're going to need to use somebody like Tressa to actually do the talking with getting those items in your possession. If you know, if I've learned anything when playing this game. Honestly, I really wish I knew what was going on with Evo right now. But, honestly, Evo is one of those things that really just doesn't appeal to me. I mean, I know it's a really... And fighting games... I mean, I have nothing against fighting games. I really enjoy fighting games, but I really enjoy them more for the single-player experiences, because I really enjoy the story modes for most games, and I think I've already talked about this before, about how strongly discontent I am when it comes to the fighting games having more of a presence within the competitive side of things, within the fighting game community. And to me, I just find that to be kind of disheartful in that sense, because when you have companies who are appealing more to those people, then they're doing everything they can to try to be more for that side instead of thinking about the casuals on hand as well. And I really, really hope that a troubadour, and we learn the song of Sokrath. I wonder if that song of Sokrath is going to be anything important. Probably. But, anyways. But yeah, it's just... when I played fighting games... I mean, I used to play fighting games a lot when I was a kid. But I really enjoyed them when there was, like, when there were, like... you know, stuff that made things unlockable for the casual side of things. Like, if you take, for example, a game like Soul Calibur 2, one of my favorite fighting games of all time, and favorite games in general, despite the fact that there were 3 different versions, depending on which version you played as, with the select character that they had exclusive to that version, which I always went with the GameCube version, because, hey, I'm the Nintendo fan, and I pretty much really do enjoy the Legend of Zelda series. But, anyway, aside from the point, one of the things that I actually really liked about that game was the Weapon Master mode, because it pretty much played out like like the game's overall story mode, and you could actually do all sorts of things within that game, where it just... the replay value was just astounding at best. And it just made me really enjoy playing that so much, and it made me play the game a lot more, and it made me really get into the competitive side of things a lot more. And I really hope that when Soul Calibur 6 comes out, it actually continues that trend instead of just solely appealing toward the fighting game community. Because if they continue to appeal to the FGC, where the features for casuals are lessened, then I'm not going to be really happy about that. And if anything, I think Bandai Namco did learn their lesson with Soul Calibur 5, at least. So hopefully... Oh, Flame Chocobo. Oh, man. I didn't even know you were going to raid my stream. If I knew there was going to be a raid, I would definitely show you my raid video. But unfortunately, I do not have one created, which is something that I do need to work on, so that way I can actually show it to you, and show it to everybody who does a successful raid within my streams. But unfortunately, I don't have anything on me right now to where I can actually do that. But if anything, you will get one from me at some point. But yes, thank you, Flame Chocobo, for the raid. That was really, really appreciated. But yeah, it's good to see that you're on the stream tonight, because like I said, the number of people are very, very short, because they're way too busy watching Evo, which, you know, I really don't blame them for. But I just really like it when I, you know, see some of those people actually come over to where I am and actually see me play this game, if they want to. But if they want to watch Evo, then that's perfectly fine with them. But other than that, but yeah, it's just with Soul Calibur 2, when I was talking about, it's just how much of the single-player content there was that actually made it really appealing, since I really didn't have anybody to play with when it came to that game. It's just, it was really sad that, you know, I didn't have anybody to play with that, you know, played those games. And honestly, it really saddened me that, actually, that, you know... If anything, it's just when growing up as a kid, fighting games, or just games in general, I really didn't have that many people to play with video games. I mean, whenever it came to my time with playing video games, they were usually just mostly single-player experiences, and it was quite a tumultuous time to try to find somebody who actually, you know, really enjoyed the same hobby as much as I did. But unfortunately, it's not always the case, because even if you, depending on where you live, you're not probably gonna get somebody who's gonna enjoy the same hobby as you. And to me, that was kind of my thing, where growing up, that I really didn't have anybody to play with when it comes to gaming. I mean, I would play with my dad, but that was mostly back during the times on the NES when we played the original Super Mario Brothers, and he would usually help me play through that game. But unfortunately, he didn't really have that big of an interest in video games as much as I did. But I know that there are some things out there like online gaming and all that stuff that actually can make it easier for people to play with each other online competitively, but unless if there's something like co-op, like take for example a game that has online co-op, like Little Big Planet, for instance. That game is actually very fun when you can actually play online with people, because you're not trying to be competitive towards each other, you're just there to have a fun time with everybody. It's not like you're just playing against each other and you're trying to learn all the mechanics and intricacies of how somebody plays and all that stuff. No, nothing like that. If anything, you're just going through each game you're just going through each and every single one of the levels, and you're just wanting to have a really fun time overall. That's what I really like about games like that have online elements, where the co-op feature is actually mandatory to the experience, where you can actually have fun playing with others through a non-competitive manner. Because to me, I really don't like the competitive nature when it comes to other video games, you know, especially for like fighting games, because that really, you know, breaks fighting games. I mean, that really breaks that type of genre for me, because if anything, it's just, I rather have fun with playing against people, and it's just, not playing against people, but just, you know, having fun and not trying to be the best or anything like that. I just want to, you know, let everybody know that, you know, we could have a good time. And, you know, if a game like this had online co-op, then we could definitely have a lot of fun doing this too. Or, if anything, if you like playing MMOs, then yeah, that's another example of a game that that has online elements that everybody can play and have fun with, have fun playing together. And that definitely has told me a lot when I was working on Episode 8 of my Final Fantasy retrospective, where it covered Final Fantasy 11 online, and that was definitely one of the best times I had playing that game, because the cooperation between different players, it really improves on the experience in great strides. And, you know, other games too benefit from that. For example, like Final Fantasy 14 online. That's another game that hopefully by next year that I'll get around to after I get done with the Final Fantasy 13 saga, and as well as Type 0 when I cover Episode 10. But who knows when that's going to come about.
What is the logical course of action? Oh, ice!
Now we gotta deal more with these frogmen. But yeah, it's just, like I said, when it comes to playing games, I just really enjoy them for the cooperative factor. But it's sad that there's a lot of there are some games that don't even have online as a factor. Like, for example, like if the new Super Mario Brothers games, if they had online, you can guarantee that a lot of people would jump on that train to play with others online, if they don't have anybody to play with locally. Because, if anything, the times have changed where it's actually much better to play with others that are from an online point of view, and you want to do everything you can to try and get a name of yourself to where you can actually let everybody know who you are and what you do and what are your hobbies and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I want that to be a very big presence for Nintendo games going forward, especially for the side-scrollers. Okay, so Flame's Grace is that way, so we want to go west from this position. Oh, there's a treasure chest right there. Can we get over there? Oh, yes, but we have to go around here. No, we cannot go around there.
Want a tango, huh?
An interesting dilemma.
So, what's on my agenda for gaming this month? Well, I do intend to pick up Blade Strangers on the Nintendo Switch. That's a game that I've actually been kind of interested in wanting to try out. And that's made by the same developers who worked on Code of Princess for the Nintendo 3DS. And speaking of Code of Princess, I actually did pick up that game on the Nintendo Switch, the Code of Princess EX version. And I've been contemplating on whether or not to do a live stream on that game at some point. Because Code of Princess, it definitely fits along the line of role-playing games that is mainly a prominent feature for my streaming channel. And if anything, I think I may want to actually try and do something of that nature whenever I get the chance. But, you know, there's a possibility that I may do that next weekend or something, or I'd have to wait until I get enough playtime session for this game to actually warrant any... Well, to warrant any time... Oh my gosh. I do apologize if you actually heard that barking, but that just scared the crap out of me. But anyways, enough of that. We got them in vulnerable states.
Victory shall be mine.
All right.
But yeah, Blade Strangers, like I said, is one I'm definitely looking forward to. I mean, I really like how it pays more of an homage to the old fighting games. I mean, that definitely looks like a fighting game that I'm actually very interested in and actually want to try out for myself, because of course there are some fighting games in this day and age that I actually do want to try out, like for example Soul Calibur 6 when that releases. And I think I've mentioned that before when I talked about how most fighting games seem to be going for more of the competitive side of the genre, or appealing more to the fighting game community where they want to have all the characters unlocked. And to me personally, I'm not really a big fan of that, because when you have all the characters unlocked, that just, to me, that seems like replay value has just completely taken a nosedive. Because I want to feel like I've accomplished something when playing fighting games. Because, if anything, it's just, like I said, you want to feel like that you want to try and accomplish something when you're playing video games. And yes, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, that's definitely another one that's under my radar, but probably is something I might pick up down the road, but who knows. Yeah, but yeah, I totally forgot about that. And there's also Yakuza Kiwami 2 that's releasing on the PlayStation 4, as well as Shenmue 1 and 2 HD. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot to look forward to this month, but of course, not everybody... I mean... never mind. There was just something that I was going to say, but I kind of lost my train of thought. But anyway, back to where we were. So yeah, we're making our way to not Atlas Dam, but to where... what's her name is? Ophelia. Oh, we'll get there eventually.
Here we go.
And I have to give special prop. I got to give mad props to my good friend and founder of the Geek Fighters, Fighter Kaus, who worked really hard and diligently to actually beat Streets of Rage 3, but he played the Japanese version, which is called Bare Knuckle 3, or the Japanese version of Streets of Rage is known as Bare Knuckle. So that was actually fun to see him stream that game and actually beat the game for all it's worth. And definitely mad props to you, man, for actually going through that whole trilogy. And it actually makes me very curious to know what you're going to play next in terms of retro gaming on your channel, if anything. Really hope it's something very good, like another beat 'em up. What if you want to do another beat 'em up? That's great, but if not, then whatever you decide, I will definitely respect.
Ha! Try again.
But yeah, I didn't notice that there were subtle differences between the Japanese and the English versions of Streets of Rage, the entire franchise. Well, Streets of Rage 3 in particular. Like, some of the colors, I mean, some the color schemes for a couple, you know, for most of the characters, except for the big robot guy, they actually have very different color schemes to their characters. Because if you look at the color schemes for Axel, Blaze, and Skate in Streets of Rage 3, when compared to Streets of Rage 2, but if you take a look at their colors from between Bare Knuckle 2 and 3, they actually still have the same colors on them. But when it comes to Streets of Rage 3, you can actually see Axel bears Adam's colors from the first Streets of Rage, as well as Blaze having a white nightclub outfit, as well as Skate parking more of orange and blue instead of his orange and yellow attire to kind of fit within the same theme of how his brother looks. Yeah, it's just the thing about games that they really fascinate me how there are differences when it comes to both the Western and Japanese side of gaming. And it's really fun to actually notice those little differences, and they really fascinate me. If anything, probably one of the biggest fascinations when it comes in that specific regard alone is, whoop, don't want to do that yet. In that specific regard, if anything, take a look at a game like Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars on the Super Famicom. Because there is when you take a look at Bowser's victory pose in that game, he actually does the up yours gesture with his right arm, while, you know, his left arm strikes at his right muscle, and he does the up yours gesture. But on top of the up yours gesture, he actually flips the bird in the process too. So it's like, God, he did like two vulgar moves in one victory pose. I mean, how hardcore can you get with something like that, if anything? I mean, I don't know any other video game characters who would do anything that shrewd. Or speaking of Bowser, if you want to take a look at another prime example of something different with his victory pose, then take a look at Super Mario Kart. Because if you take a look at Bowser's victory pose whenever he gets first place during during one of the cups in that game, you can actually see him chug down the champagne bottles. He has two that he twirls in the US and the European version of the game, where he just twirls them around because he's celebrating for winning the tournament. But if you take a look at the Japanese version of that game, you can actually see him chugging down the bottles of champagne like no other. And Peach has a different animation as well, where she just constantly kept throwing the bottle up and down in the US version because she was happy that she won. But if you take a look at the Japanese version of the game, you can actually see that she is always taking a sip of that champagne bottle, and you can actually see her blushing, meaning that when somebody does that, when they're drinking champagne or alcohol, that means that they're getting drunk, and they're getting drunk and just completely hammered, if anything. Ice Lizardman, okay.
Victory shall be mine.
But yeah, it's just subtle, I mean, just small nuances like that. Like I said, they're just really fascinating when it comes to video games. Because it makes you want to explore even deeper about about all those things that you never thought would be possible, or, you know, that might have, or those things that might have happened because of either censorship or needing to be more appealing towards a certain audience, if anything. But it's just, life's always a journey. And and that's kind of one of the reasons why I really do enjoy collecting Super Famicom games. I mean, I still intend to pick up more Super Famicom games, but if anything, it seems like it's been kind of lacking lately, because I think I pretty much picked up almost all the games that I want to actually pick up in my collection, but who knows? I may have something else in the pipeline where I may want to actually Oh, geez, you are about to die, Professor. And anyway, but yeah, as I was saying, it's just, I like picking up, you know, Japanese import games on the Super Famicom like that because, well, I really do like seeing the different, different features and the subtle nuances that, or in the different nuances that they have, between that overseas version, between that version and the version that we got of those games. Because it's just, they kind of, you know, really bring out the best in me whenever I try to make content for my channel. Okay, so we want to go Flames Grace that way. And, you know, I've been kind of contemplating on whether or not to do something like, you know, the subtle differences between stuff that you actually see within games that you pick up and you know, that you pick up for yourself between both versions. But then again, I guess that's what region locked or region locking is for when it comes to, I think, Did You Know Gaming, when they do that kind of stuff. But I could be mistaken. But yeah, it's just so cool. Okay. Lightning bolt these guys into oblivion. And the wolves are not vulnerable to lightning. If anything, they're probably vulnerable to ice, since they are ice wolves. But let's go ahead and hit the fireball at them. Fireballs! Yum! Yes, they are weak towards fire. I made the right call, and so is the lizard man. But then again, we are at an ice place, or a place where there's a bunch of wintry weather, so if anything, yeah, that is to be expected. Oh, you got him poisoned. Or you got him feared. Apothecary skills. From all status ailments. For you. So you're rehabilitated from that.
Out of my way.
Okay, one wolf down. One more to take down. There we go. So yeah, probably the furthest I've got with collecting imports mainly has dealt with both... mainly dealt with the NES, SNES, and some Nintendo 64 games. That's probably one of those areas that I'm probably going to be focusing more when it comes to collecting imports, but who knows? I do want to try to get some GameCube import games, but then again, I need to figure out how to mod my GameCube to where I can play both Western and Japanese games, but if anything, I'm probably going to need to get something like an Action Replay or a freeloader to actually play those games, you know, those games from Japan over here. But who knows? I'll have to see if they have anything like that, say, like on eBay or something. But who knows? But anyway, back to the game on hand. So, yeah. We finally made it to Flames Grace. And we're at a Provisioner. And looks like they don't... yeah, I mean, they got a Herb of Clamor and an Herb of Valor. So, these actually cure the status ailments on some things, but really not that much in terms of the Provisioners. And hey, there's an inn. Maybe we can actually get a discount at the inn if we actually inquired somebody. Can you acquire us with... No, you cannot acquire us, so we're going to have to steal from you since you are not going to be very helpful with us. Oh, a Peacebringer's Garb. Oh, I wonder if one of them is actually... one of them actually can use that for themselves, but maybe. But yes, as you would have guessed, our last character who we're picking up is Ophelia. And hopefully she turns out to be a great character. Probably will be. She's probably another... character with magic-based weaponry, kind of like Cyrus is. I think we're starting to see that with this game, is that we're finally witnessing the... some of the characters, some of the later characters who we're picking up now showing themselves as magic-based users. And there's Ophelia right there, but we'll get back to her in just a moment. Well, let's go ahead and keep talking to some of the townspeople here and get information. Oh, another hidden item. And there's a hidden treasure somewhere. But I'm going to go ahead and steal from you. Get your Ice Soul Stones. You have an icy soul. Are they very, 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 very cold? God, it makes me want to guide with ease. Will be more receptive of your guidance. Okay. So I guess that's Ophelia's thing, is with guidance? Maybe? But yeah, it's just what I was talking about, Ice Soul Stone. It makes me want to watch that Batman animated series episode, Heart of Ice, that has Victor Freeze as Mr. Freeze. It's definitely the best episode within the animated series, if you ask a lot of people who are really big fans of that series. And speaking of Batman the Animated Series, I think they officially announced that the Ultimate Blu-ray box set collection for the... Oh god, I felt like I had an ant on my pants or something, or... Nope, that was a bug. Or I guess it was a moth or something, but I thought I had an ant on my arm where it was gonna, crawl up on me and, give me a lot of trouble. But, fortunately enough, that was not the case. Okay, the cathedral... Oh, wait a minute, cathedral entrance. That's something maybe worth checking out. Oh, all right. I didn't even get that. How am I supposed to get that? You have to give me a moment, Ophelia. You can't get it from over... And you can't get it from over... Oh, wait a minute. We can go over here. Okay, so we could actually get from this section. Okay. And there's one that's near Ophelia. I guess I wasn't really paying attention. So, if anything, if the Ultimate Collection of the Batman Animated Series Blu-ray box set is at a good price, then maybe that's something I will definitely think about picking up down in the future, but who knows. But that way I have something to watch. I've been getting a lot of Blu-ray stuff lately. Like, I did pick up, like I said, I did pick up the movie Super Troopers 2, as well as, what was the other movie? I know it was, another more recent movie that I picked up aside from that. What was it? Hold on a second. Let me check. Oh, yeah, that's right. Rampage with Dwayne Johnson. Okay, so we can actually now get the discount at the end. Okay, lodgings have now become cheaper here. And go ahead and pick up this stuff. But, yeah, it's just collecting Blu-rays has been something I've been doing for quite some time, and if anything, I've also been picking up the Sailor Moon, box sets that cover 2 Blu-ray and DVD combo sets, which both cases they actually deal with the entirety of one season of the show, and currently the Super S season, or season 4, is currently going on. And as well as the movies that are coming out on Blu-ray and DVD, which I did pick up the Sailor Moon R the movie last year, and that was actually really fun to watch. And I know there are some things that seem very riffable when I was talking to my buddy Matty J from RVT, and he said that even though he really likes the dubbing, but there are like certain instances in that movie where it just seems like it's just really riffable in that regard. And yeah, I could definitely see where he's coming from too, because some of the stuff in the movie I really do find questionable at best with how they are delivered. It's like some of the lines and some of the situations and that kind of stuff. But if anything, I definitely think it's the penultimate Sailor Moon movie, if anything. Because it definitely feels like it's a really good stepping stone to try and get people into the series if they are not familiar with it, even if it comes off as like a one-off thing. And just looking back at Sailor Moon when growing up, I mean, I really liked it for what it was, when the original dub came out, but it's just when I look back at it now, it's just that original dub did not even hold up well. And if anything, I think I really enjoyed the series more with the Viz Media dub, if anything, because it actually holds so much more promise, if you ask me, with how the dub is coming along. And they're actually paying a lot more respect to the original material with how what was her name? Naoko Takeuchi, the creator of the IP. How Takeuchi-chan, she actually made it a very, not only a show that's appealing for the female demographic, but one that also can be very appealing to males, in a sense, where the storylines and the characters, they go through really mature outcomes. And by mature, I mean more grown-up outcomes, like death and and, you know, a lot of other things. And of course, there's the whole thing with the homosexual relationship between Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune, and, you know, just a lot of those things. Because if you look back at the dub, it seemed like they were kind of taking that 4Kids approach before 4Kids became more notorious in this day and age. And when looking back at it now, you're just like, that doesn't really hold up well with the direction they took. Now, again, I can understand why they did that, because some things did not really do well when it comes to, with trying to make sense of these situations, because we as a society have not really grasped the certain concepts yet within media. But now, since we have become older and wiser and more appreciative towards some of those storylines and, you know, certain messages that they convey, then that's when I say now is the point where, you know, everything actually makes a lot more sense, to where we can actually know the whole gist of a lot of the things that are going on within a lot of those shows, and Sailor Moon is being no exception, if you ask me. Okay, so we pretty much... is there anybody inside the pub that we could talk to? Yes, there is. One person. Let's inquire you. What do you got for us? Nothing! Just a travel patron. And what can we steal from you? A healing grape, as well as a sprightly earring. And we've been getting a lot of those sprightly earrings. Well, what if I challenge you? Oh god, you are weak, so you're a waste of my time. Anyway, we're done there. So, rest up, and we'll talk to Ophelia, and we'll begin her story. Okay. So, Ophelia's story is ready for us to be shown to us for the first time. Wonder how she sounds like. Leanna, wait! I will perform the kindling in your stead. Her name is Ophelia, and she is a cleric. Oh, so she is the healer of the party. So we have two healers, one who's an apothecary and the other who's a cleric. In our home of Flame Grace, the great cathedral tower is above all. Within its sheltering walls, she spends her days in service to the flame. She has been helping Liana, Liana, her dear friend and sister, preparing for the kindling, a holy pilgrimage carried out once every 20 years. Interesting. But on the eve of Liana's departure, tragedy strikes, and Ophelia steels herself to set out on the pilgrimage, breaking the traditions of her faith in hopes of keeping her adopted family together. She will need brave allies on the path she has chosen. There goes that whole thing where all the characters, they do have their own status quo, and that actually makes this game more interesting, and there's definitely a lot of parallels when it comes to between this game and Final Fantasy VI, if you ask me. Anyway, let's put Alphen on the side. Darian, why don't you go ahead and take a break for right now? I mean, we could, you know, have you steal from a lot of other party members once we complete Ophelia's story, but let's just focus on her right now.
Come in.
Oh, she sounds like a very lively woman. Very young, too.
May the sacred flame light your path on this fine day. And may it ever shine its warmth upon you.
So that's Leanna and Ophelia together. Aw, it seems such a happy family when they're laughing like that.
How many times have we said those words? And yet, they seem to take on a whole new meaning now.
Yeah, so she doesn't have a dialect that's different from everybody else. She kind of speaks more normally, like Alphen and all that.
Each day is one
But of course,
closer
some
to
characters they have actually have unique dialects to them, like Cyrus, for instance, how he speaks more in the mannerism of royalty or a scholar or that of a Victorian accent.
Liana? You needn't worry about me. I was born to make the pilgrimage. My father did the same 20 years ago. As his daughter, I cannot let him down.
I'm very curious to know what this pilgrimage definitely entails.
You really are incredible, Liana. I don't know how you do
So it is Liana. I guess I was right on one of them anyways.
What? As the Archbishop's only true-born daughter, everyone always expects so much from you.
So, I take it that Ophelia is not a, I guess she's an orphan?
And yet you never fail them. Each of your sermons is more inspiring than the last. And now, the pilgrimage. So much is placed on you alone.
Oh, are you like Yuna from Final Fantasy X, where all the burden has been placed on your shoulders to try to bring the calm into all of Spira?
Don't be silly. I'm not alone. I have you, don't I? And everyone at the cathedral. Why, you're the one who helped me think of a topic for that last sermon, Ophelia. You even stayed up nights with me to draft it. A willing set of ears and a few pretty words, that's all I could offer you. I wish I could do something that would truly help you. Oh, abandon such worries and come, my sister. Father is expecting us in the chapel.
You know, playing a game like this, it actually makes me want to play or do a live stream series on Bravely Default. That, or at least the first Project Cross Zone, and then work on their sequels at a later date. Perhaps if, you know, one of these days if I get Twitch affiliate or if I get Twitch partnership where I could actually stream more, then maybe that'll be a possibility, but who knows. But anyway, we got to move around with Ophelia a little bit. In the beginning, the 13 gods created the land. They shaped the mountains, filled the seas, gave life to mighty trees and myriad beasts, and then they created men, who would become masters of the land. Yet one god, Galdera, was too greedy to part with his creations. And so the 12 deities of good were forced into a desperate struggle with the cruel Galdera, lord of the most infernal magics. In the end, the conflict was brought to a close by Aelfric, the Flamebringer, lord of all that is holy. Aelfric called astral fire down upon Galdera, sapping his strength, then sealed him away in the afterworld. Nice little lore there. A divine flame to chase the shadows. This is the sacred flame that shines down on the land of Orstera, bringing warmth and guidance to its people. Kind of reminds me of the Holy Flames from the Thousand Arms games, if you ask me.
There you are, my goods.
So this is the Archbishop, or the Archbishop. And speaking of which, speaking of Thousand Arms, that was another Let's Play that was a Let's Play that the Geek Fighters and I have done for this year. And if you haven't seen that, then definitely go watch it, because that is definitely one of the best live streams that we've done for a JRPG. And not to mention, if anything, speaking of the Geek Fighters, we are going to be doing a live stream series for the next 3 weeks based on games that are done for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because we know that Power Morphicon is coming up pretty soon, and we're going to be doing a live stream promotion for Hero Club with streaming those games for their website, and, you know, getting them some promotion for Power, or giving promotion to Power Morphicon upon their behalf, because the head of Hero Club is actually going to Power Morphicon, or managed to get tickets or passes to the place. And I think also our good friend Metal is going to be accompanying him, but I'm not entirely certain. But if he is, then cool beans on both their parts. But yeah, we're going to be doing some cross promotion for that, and I will be playing through Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the Super Nintendo that was put out by Natsume. Definitely a really awesome beat 'em up too, if you have not even tried it. And then Jeff's going to play Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie on this Super Nintendo, and then Fighter Chaos is going to be playing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Fighting Edition, which is on the Super Nintendo as well. And that's the game that was done by Natsume that has the same battle mechanics done for Mobile Suit Gundam Wing Endless Duel on the Super Famicom. So if there's anything within that game that we managed to get over here where we got a taste of its mechanics, then definitely thank Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Fighting Edition on the Super Nintendo for giving us that privilege. Anyways, back to where we were.
Your Excellency, may the sacred flame ever light your path. Have you need of us here, Father?
I wish to see you, that is all. Do carry on with your duties.
Joseph, huh?
As you wish, Your Excellency.
You have the name of that same character from Final Fantasy II. One of the characters that actually meets a really, really bad fate. And I think you were the person in Final Fantasy II who ended up getting crushed by a boulder to make the heroes go on further, to let them continue on with their mission to stop the Emperor. I think. As you wish, Your Excellency. Or it was Minwu, or Minwu.
Grown in but the blink of an eye.
But I know one of the characters in that game was Joseph, and he suffered a terrible fate as much as the other ones who died in that game.
How long has it been, Ophelia, since you came to us?
15 years, Your Excellency, or near enough so.
15 years. I suppose it is little wonder that you have grown so.
I was but an orphan, Your Excellency, starving and sickly. I would not have lived to see this day if you had not taken me in.
So yeah, Ophelia was an orphan. I made the right call.
I may not have said it enough growing up, but my heart is full of gratitude for all that you have given me.
No need for such words, my child. We all follow the path the flame illuminates for us.
You know what? If anything, I noticed something about these characters. It seems like they end up breaking a rule of their own code in order to actually right the wrongs of, you know, certain things that are happening within the, within the storylines that they're actually going through, or some of the hardships that they go through in this game. I just noticed that.
Come on, Feely. We're family. You, Father, and I. There's no need to be so formal about it. Why should you have to thank us for being with you? That's what family's for.
Well, I mean, of course she could still think of family, but she's thinking family out of blood, so she can't help but feel formal to the occasion. Even if they're not related by blood.
Of course. You're right, Liana. And besides, Father may be a great archbishop in here, but we both know he's just an old layabout at home. Isn't that right, Father?
An old layabout? Oh, you wound me, Liana.
Aw. Liana, how can you say that about your father?
I know your duties at the cathedral keep you busy, Father, but honestly, you're no help at all when it comes to keeping a household running. cook a meal or dust the bookshelves from time to time?
When you put it that way, I suppose I am quite useless at
Aww. Quite the wound you stabbed there.
So even the great and beloved Archbishop falls short in the discerning eye of his daughter.
So it would seem, Ophelia. So it would seem. Now, tell me, Liana, are you prepared for your journey to the Cave of Origin?
Cave of Origin. Oh, are we gonna find the summon spirit in that cave? Of course, I'm referring to Tales of Fantasia as well as Tales of Symphonia. Oh boy.
But of course, Father. I am ready.
And speaking of the Tales series, you ought to check out the Brotherhood of Gaming. They're actually doing, like, top 10 facts about the many different Tales games that have released throughout the years. And I think their next episode that they're currently working on is Tales of Legendia on the PlayStation 2, which they already did, like, the first 6 Tales games so far. So they did Tales of Fantasia, Tales of Destiny 1 and 2, Tales of Eternia, Tales of Symphonia, as well as Tales of Rebirth. And I think Tales of Legendia is next, whenever they get around to that, of course. Okay. But I was very...
In the deepest recesses
Hold on a second.
of that cave is where you will find the first flame.
But, you know, I was very surprised with their stance when it comes to Tales of Symphonia, and they seem to be one of those people that don't... they seem to be those people that really don't actually like the game. Because I think they're more those people who find that game to be overrated, if anything. But I can definitely see where they're coming from, because I do feel that there are certain things that did not age well in that game, but I definitely enjoyed it for what it is. But if anything, if there's a game that I feel is more superior, then it's definitely Tales of Vesperia, if anything.
You will take the ember.
And it makes me so happy that we're finally getting that definitive edition for all current generation platforms and PC this December, or this winter. Oh god, I'm so excited.
This is the kindling.
Kindling, so that's what they're called.
Honored rite held without fail once every 20 years since the days of old. Your journey will not be an easy one. As soon as you step foot into the wilderness, you will be met with lawless villains and savage beasts.
Savage!
Yes, many a servant of the church has made this journey throughout our history. Some have never returned.
Oh man, you make it seem like that Liana is not with us that long. Like what happened to that one lady that's friends with Primrose.
But I know you can do this, my daughter. Everyone has put their faith in you.
You have my word, Father. I won't let anyone down.
Please tell me that this church is actually more faithful in their beliefs than Sanctus in Devil May Cry 4.
I will carry out the rite, just as you did 20 years before.
Because when we learned about that, the leader of that Order of the Sword, or the Order of Sparta, or whatever the name of that order was, being the actual real bad guy in that game, was like, yeah, wasn't really expecting that, but I mean, wasn't really to be too surprised by that, but at the same time, it's like, yep, who would have thought that Dante actually made the right call? Because he always does.
Very good, my child. Very good.
Ooh. Some bad coughs.
Father? Are you alright, Your Excellency?
It's nothing to worry yourselves over. Just my years announcing their advance.
Oh, you mustn't sound so gloomy, Your Excellency. There is still so much we would learn from you before we let you call yourself Archbishop Emeritus. Ophelia is right, Father. Like she always is.
I wonder if Ophelia is voiced by, Lauren Landa. I can't help but feel that she is, but I could be mistaken.
You should retire for the day and let your body recuperate. We can handle things from here. We will let the Pontiff know that you are resting in your chambers, sir.
When my two girls insist, who is this old man to deny them? I will leave the preparations for today's service to you.
We will take care of everything, Your Excellency.
Quite a long dialogue scene that's been going on.
I'll see Father back to his chambers.
But then again, I was talking a lot too, so I can definitely see why this was taking so much time to get through.
Thank you, Liana. I will see to our duties here.
Okay.
Well then,
I suppose I had best start preparing for the next service at once. Oh my, what is a child doing here all alone? There's a child? Oh, with a scholarly hat, it seems. Seems like that child just came from a funeral or something. Way how he's dressed up like that. What is the matter, child? It's my mama! She's gone and I can't find her anywhere! Oh my god, did you hear that cry from that boy? That didn't even sound very young. Come back, Mama! Don't leave me here all alone! Now, let's dry those tears. Why don't I help you look for your mother? Can you really find her? Of course, my child. The sacred flame will show us the way. Though I should be preparing for the service. No. I simply cannot abandon this poor boy. If I hurry, I should be able to finish everything in time. Okay, so we're gonna go find that kid's lost mother. But that will actually help give leeway to our path action, which is the guide type of action. And I can't wait to see how that goes. So, guide this individual? Yes, let the flame guide your path. Really? You'll really help me find her? So, it's another one of those characters who actually, you know, will actually come along with us. So, basically, she shares the same function as Primrose when getting people to join along in the entourage, you know, with NPCs and that kind of stuff. So, anyway, so we take him along with us, and we're pretty much gonna go see if we can actually try to find the kid's lost mum. Poor chap. Gotta be around here somewhere.
yes.
Oh, she's right there.
Mother!
Mother!
Young man!
There you are.
Oh.
Sister Ophelia, how can I thank you for taking care of this little troublemaker of mine? Little troublemaker? He was trying to find where you were. I mean, it's only natural that kids feel scared and lost when they can't even find those that they can't even, you know, that they lost sight of. Happens to all of us. And you, how many times must I tell you not to wander off on your own? Pray, do not scold the poor boy. He was so brave and good this whole time. You are too kind, Sister Ophelia. I know how busy you are with your duties at the chapel. Thank you for helping me despite that. It is no wonder that the Archbishop is so proud of his two daughters. Two daughters? Surely you must know that he is forever boasting of you and Sister Liana both. He does? But of course, almost every time I speak to him. Come along now, you. Thanks, Sister Ophelia, then it's back home with you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Ophelia. It was my pleasure, child. But do try to stay with your mother in the future, yes? Now be a good boy and go home.
I see.
Your Excellency. She definitely has that demeanor like Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales, where he worries about the kind well-being of his nephews in that show. So Ophelia definitely has that same mentality when it came to helping that boy. I will do all I can to be the daughter you would want me to be. Now she should prepare for the service. If I might have a moment, sister. Oh. Who might you be?
Of course.
Yes? Might I be of some service, good sir? My good sir? Would you know where I might find His Excellency, the Archbishop? May I ask who is looking for him? Ah, pray forgive my lack of manners. My name is Matthias. Or Matthias, a trader with the Leonil Consortium. The Archbishop has generously deigned to engage in a transaction of sorts with us. A trader? I see. It's an honor to meet you, sir. I am Sister Ophelia. Oh, so you are Sister Ophelia. I've heard so much about you. When the Archbishop contacted me to request my services, he spoke much of his 2 daughters. I also heard that Sister Liana will be the next flame bearer. The realm is blessed to have such loyal servants. It is, as a matter of fact, to equip your sister for her forthcoming journey that the Archbishop has summoned me here today. Is that so? We are much obliged for your support.
No.
Think nothing of it, good sister. It is the duty of the faithful to serve the Church, as the Church so tirelessly serves us.
No.
Sister Ophelia, you must come at once. Something bad? Whatever is the matter?
It's a disaster.
Oh, Sister Ophelia, it's the Archbishop. His Excellency has collapsed. What? I will come at once. Oh boy. Master Matthias. Master Matthias, forgive me for abandoning you when you have journeyed so far, but do not spare a moment's thought for me, sister. Pray go to the Archbishop's side at once. I thank you for your understanding, sir. Please excuse me. Way how he's doing an ellipses like that.
Your Excellency! Ophelia, please! Please, take a moment to breathe. Forgive me, Liana, but His Excellency...
What His Excellency needs most now is rest. Please try not to excite him.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like age is catching up with the old man. Sad. Very sad.
Of course. Forgive me. Yes, Father?
The pilgrimage. The sacred flame.
Do not worry yourself, Father. I will perform the rite without fail, just as you taught me.
That is good to hear.
Father? Father?
Uh-oh.
Worry not, Sister Liana.
Oh.
He is only resting.
Oh, I see. So he just passed out, pretty much. Ah, poor Archbishop.
Liana,
Sister Liana, are you not well?
Poor girl.
I'm fine.
Your father's counting on you to put on a strong face.
I think I just need some fresh air.
Gotta be strong for everybody.
Liana.
like how Maya Fey has to be strong for her cousin Pearl in the Phoenix Wright games, since she is the current master of the Kurain channeling technique, if you have played the Phoenix Wright games, as well as Spirit of Justice, the most recent release. Which I'm kind of curious to know.
I know she is trying to act strong before the others.
Which it kind of makes me interested to know what that next Ace Attorney game is going to be, but we probably won't even hear any more information about that until next year, if I had to surmise a guess.
I worry for her. I should be by her side at a time like this.
Because I do know, from what I heard, that Capcom wants to bring the first trilogy, as well as the second trilogy, which is Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, and then Dual Destinies, and then Spirit of Justice as another trilogy to the Nintendo Switch, and then bring about a 7th Ace Attorney game. But they haven't really announced all the details about that game quite yet. But I worry for her. I should be at her side at a time like this. Well, let's go ahead and see what we can do to actually talk to her. But she's probably in her room, too. I don't think she's the one... Or is she over there giving a sermon? Or, yeah, working on the service? Nope, she's not the one working on the service. Okay. So she's probably in her room, which Ophelia, I'm pretty sure, is going to comfort her sister. Nope, she's not in here. Is she outside? I guess she would be outside. Thinking about the well-being of her father, even though she's trying to put on a strong face for everybody. Okay, wherever did you go? Or did you leave? Something tells me you probably left the village. And that's where the present time will come about to where she will actually join our party. Finally. Yeah, I think we'll try to get through Ophelia's tale, at least the first chapter at least, before we take off. I mean, before we close off tonight's episode. Oh, she's all the way up there. Wow. How did she get up there, anyways? Is there a path that we can get up there? Or it's just someplace... I guess there is a path. I didn't even notice.
Liana, how are you feeling? Ophelia?
And that is a nice view with that church all the way in the background there, and when those two characters are on the hill, and with it snowing, that is definitely a pretty picture to look at. This is definitely one of those moments where I'm really amazed with how the graphics look for a game like this.
Liana,
Uh-oh.
what am I to do, Ophelia? Father, my father is...
Come on, you need to be strong, Liana.
Liana. Thinking about what might happen makes me feel so scared, so angry that I feel like my heart might just burst. But if I fall to pieces now, everyone will lose hope. I must be strong.
I mean, you are going to be going on a pilgrimage.
And soon, I must depart on the pilgrimage. The rite cannot be put off any longer. There are centuries of tradition we must obey. But leaving my father behind, without even knowing if I'll ever see him again. Don't despair, Liana. We are together in this. We will find a way. Ophelia.
Ah, sisterly love at first sight. It has been 15 years since His Excellency took me in. My family lost in the war. I was left with nothing, and no one to care for me.
Now then.
Do not despair, Ophelia. From today, we are your family. This is Liana, my daughter, your new sister. Aww. My name's Liana, but you can call me Anna, if you'd like. Or Anna. Oh, very shy little girl. Well, then again, I can understand why, based on the circumstances of what happened or what was told of us. What is the matter with her? Liana, I'm afraid that Ophelia has gone through something very sad. So let us see that she is cheered once more. Together, in the light of the sacred flame, we will find happiness.
Yes.
Yes, Father. I'll be the best sister ever, Ophelia. Oh, kind of a mute right now, when you think about it. But then again, I wouldn't blame her for going through so much loss. My first days in the Archbishop's home, I kept to my room and spoke to no one. It was she who brought me out of my shell. Liana, my best friend, my sister. Aw, this is so sweet.
Hey, Feely, don't you want to go outside? Oh, I know. There's someplace I just have to take you. What?
Oh, is this where... Does she bring her out to that hilltop?
This way, up here. Where are we going?
Oh, there is a path. I didn't even notice there was a path that led to this section.
It's just a little further. Come on, we're nearly there. Here we are.
So pretty, even in flashback sequence. Hey there, 16-bit Jeff. Welcome to the stream. Hope you've been enjoying Evo tonight.
It's my favorite place in all the world. Maybe it could become your favorite place too.
Very sad.
It's beautiful.
Aww.
Isn't it though? That's why I love it here. Here, Feely. This is for you. So now, won't you play with me? Still no?
Aww. You see her shaking a little bit, too. Probably gonna embrace her.
Feely, are you crying? No, I'm not. I'm not crying. Good to hear it. We're going to be the best of sisters, Feely. I just know it. I'd like that too. Leon.
Aww. I can't even stop. Hello there, Jerry. Good to see you in the stream. Hope the Tekken stream was good for Evo. But who knows?
Then it's settled. Oh, next time I'll teach you my favorite game. And then...
The sisterly love at first sight. After I lost my family, I was convinced it was my fate to be alone and miserable for the rest of my days. But Liana brought me out from under that dark cloud and gave me the strength to start living again. Aww. But now it seems like in present days it's all going to crumble apart.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for running off like that. I will return to Father's side and stay with him as long as I can.
Yes.
Pray do that, Liana. He will rest all the easier knowing you are with him. The Archbishop's illness weighs heavier on Liana than anyone else. And yet she must hide that from all around her. Tomorrow she is to set out to gather the ember of the Cave of Origin, or from the Cave of Origin.
In that case...
If I were to gather the ember in her place, Liana could stay by her father's side. Of course, I cannot bear to leave him either. And if someone else were to gather the ember, that same person would have to go on the pilgrimage and complete the rite. To say nothing of straying into that cave without the church's blessing, I'd get more than just a stern lecture, that is for sure. Looks like this is where she's going to take her sister's place and be the one to bear that burden with going on that pilgrimage and not Liana. As I recall, the Cave of Origin lies within the foothills to the east of here. Alright, we're at present events now. And so I must gather the ember, that I might perform the kindling in my sister's stead. This is the path I have chosen. I alone must go. Even so, you would lend me your aid? I thank you, kind traveler. Surely the flame has guided you to my side. Now let us make for the Cave of Origin. It lies in the hills to the east of town. Alright, so we got Ophelia now in our entourage. So finally, we got 2 healers, and we got a magician, and we got a fighter. Probably not the best setup for a party, but if anything, I think it'll suffice. But anyway, we're going to the Cave of Origin, and we're going to try to get Ophelia to level 10 at least before we take on the boss. If we have enough time for that, that is. But we may. Probably won't, because but we are getting close. I mean, we are a little under the half-hour mark before we have to end off the stream, but we'll see how Ophelia plays. Go ahead and use Lightning Bolt on these guys, and I think she uses not only white magic. I mean, I was gonna say white magic, but I think if anything, she actually uses not only holy spells, but as well as curative spells, too. And she's also a stave user, so... And she can actually summon a companion you're guiding into battle. Okay. Yeah, and she actually has cleric abilities, so she actually does have heal wounds to heal HP to allies, as well as holy light, and inflict light-based damage onto foes. Okay. And it's not weak towards light-based magic. Okay. But at least it was worth a try. Okay, got you. Wow. Got you taken care of like it was nothing. Oh, she didn't even get up to level 3 in quick succession like the last character did. Yeah, Cyrus, when we played as him, he went up like 3 levels after his first battle. But then again, we were already at a high level place for him to grind a little bit, so if anything, I think we were privileged with him getting up to that threshold. Okay, I think she's gonna need a stronger staff than that, but she can actually equip a much better shield if she wants. And I think the elusive shield will equip her that. And the ordinary hat will give her something a bit more That could... I'll probably give her a feathered hat. And, give her a stronger piece of armor. Oh, Peacebringer's garb. That actually could be very good on her stat. Yeah, I think I'll give her this, too. And let's give her, something... let's give her some speed, as well. Let's give her a bit of, well... Okay, so Empowering Earring, I guess we'll give her this too to increase her hit points again. But then again, I'm not really too ashamed to increase her hit points when needed. Okay. Yeah, she probably better go get her a new weapon, a new staff, before we set off any further inside this, within these dungeon grounds. So let's head back to Flamegrace real quick, and then we'll grab ourselves a new staff for her. Okay, go ahead and give a new rod to her. We'll make her be the one to equip it. Gives a strong evasion, too. Interesting. Okay, so we don't have enough for sturdy vest. We don't even have any sturdy vests on us. So, if anything, I think we're... Actually, you know what? We have some items that we can actually get rid of. So, let's go ahead and get rid of some of these things. And we got some of those items that don't really sell well at a modest price, if anything. Okay, now I'll go ahead and see if I can actually get that sturdy vest for her. But then again, actually, no. You know what? I'm just going to keep what she has. She's alright. Okay. Go ahead and make our way back eastward. So yeah, it's just looking at this place, it definitely gives me a Narsh vibe from Final Fantasy VI with the snow and the ice and all that. Definitely is very similar. Wonder if that snow marbot is actually weak towards my sword. No, it's not. Could it be weak towards my spear? Go ahead and use Holy Light on the snow marmot. It's not weak towards that either. Could be weak against flames. But then again, we do have the lizard there. Oh, anyway, we took care of the flame marmot, so go ahead and, lightning bolt these, creatures into oblivion, but that didn't even work. So I guess fire is their main weakness, if I had to surmise a guess at what that weakness is. Oh, Snow Fox. Oh, so it's actually weak against slide, so we made the right call there. Ouch, Orophilia. Go ahead and use that lightning bolt on him again. Yeah, that attack of that Ice Lizardman is really not that menacing at all, so we'll get through it okay. Okay. But we'll go ahead and we'll put you in that stasis where you actually are hurt greatly. Okay, got it. Try again. Okay, now we're at level 4 with Ophelia. Like I said, I'm not even sure if we'll be able to get to get to the boss and defeat it quick enough for us to complete the first chapter of Ophelia's Tale, but anything could be possible. Who knows? If we can't, if we can get through it, then great. Okay, so they're not weak towards axes either. Are you weak towards spears? No. But you are still... But you still are weak towards Holy Light. Okay. But let's go ahead and use fire. Fireballs! Yum! But they are all weak towards fire, so we made the right call there, too. Okay, got you. Ouch, those icicles probably hurt like hell. Okay, we broke the stance of the wolf there. The High Wolf, as it's called.
I'll do my best.
Go ahead and use Holy Light on you, so that way we'll get you in a vulnerable state as well. Okay, we got them in broken state. And now it's time to unleash the pain on all of them. Here comes the pain! Woohoo! That was a line from Growlancer Generations playing Growlancer 2, The Sense of Justice. If any of you played that game on the PlayStation 2. That was the last game that Working Designs put out on the PlayStation 2 before they went bankrupt. And it's sad that they ended up being a terrible fate with bankruptcy, because they actually put out some really high-quality, localized games, if anything. Like the Lunar games, both on Sega CD and the PlayStation. They were going to try to localize one of the Mystical Ninja games. I think the first Mystical Ninja game that came out on the PlayStation 2 before they ended up going bankrupt. And then after that, we don't really hear that much from them anymore when it comes to other endeavors. Like, if anything, I think the main head of the group, or the main head of Working Designs at the time, actually is the owner of Gaijin Works, and they actually and he and his team goes along the same philosophy with what they did for what they did at Working Designs. But the thing is that his team was also responsible for putting out the Blaster Master, the original Blaster Master, on the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console, if memory serves me correctly. Okay, that wolf's done. And now the Forest Foxes. Holy Light. One of them at least, and then we'll get the other with or we'll get them both with fire to get them both in knockdown mode. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. You're damn right. Give some max fire on them to put them down into oblivion, which we did. Oh, just one hit point just one experience point for Ophelia. But we're getting close with Ulbrich to getting up to level 24. So things are going smoothly in terms of the leveling up. Let's heal those wounds on all the party members. Okay. Actually, let's go ahead and give an Inspiriting Plum to Cyrus a couple times, as well as Ophelia. Okay, but let's go ahead and hit the skills up on Ophelia and see what she can... Shattering Veil. Cause one ally's elemental defense augment one ally's elemental defense for 2 turns. Luminescence, deal light-based damage to all foes. Heal more, restore a large amount of hit points to all allies. Reflective Veil, grant a single ally the ability to reflect one elemental attack. And Revive. Revive all incapacitated allies. Okay. Let's go with Heal More. More. It's like saying that from Agent Smith in The Matrix 2, or Matrix Reloaded, when, you know, Neo's going up against all those agents within, within that place, or, you know, in that park, and when Neo was getting the upper hand when most of the newer agents were coming about, and the original one, Agent Smith, he gets knocked down, and then he gets back, crawls back up and looks at Neo, and he says, "More." Oh, yes. Hopefully, but then again, Injustice 2, maybe that'd be something that Panic Button is possibly working on for the Nintendo Switch, because if anything, Injustice 2 on both the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, Jeff, it runs on Unreal Engine 3, which the Nintendo Switch is currently incapable of, because it doesn't even have that engine compatible with the device. I mean, the only reason why Rocket League came to the Nintendo Switch was because of Panic Button taking the time and effort to port that game and recode it to where it actually fit for the Nintendo Switch. So I'd say, you know, if anything, there is a chance that it may come to that Injustice 2 may come to the Nintendo Switch, but I'd have to say that'd probably be a long shot. But, you know, if Ed Boon announces that, or announced that Mortal Kombat 11 is coming to all platforms, including the Nintendo Switch, and if it uses Unreal Engine 4, then I guarantee you that would probably be the more realistic option, if anything. But who knows? The Cave of Origin. This cave houses the first flame, the fire that Aelfric himself brought down from the heavens. I must bring it back. So yeah, we're going to be going inside this place now, and we're going to... Well, actually, before we go in, we'll actually... try to level up Ophelia just a little more. And give her another ability, too. Well, a support ability. Oh, that is a big bear. God, that is a big bear. Big frost bear. I would make the quote from the completionist about bears, but unfortunately, since Greg Wilmot is not there, but fortunately enough, since he's no longer there because of his arrogant attitude he has as an individual, then yeah, I'd say it's probably for the best that we forget that joke.
Here we go.
Okay, so axes are your weakness.
I'll not be defeated.
Is Holy Light something you're weak against? No, it's not. Wow. This bear is actually giving us a lot more trouble than it's worth. So we'll just get the Frost Lizard to get down. And yes, it's a good thing that I let you know about that too, Jeff. So that way you didn't forget. But, you know, hopefully Ruby Grim Eclipse actually makes a release on the Nintendo Switch too. So, man, I really hope that it actually does get the chance it deserves to actually release on that platform, because I'm not sure if it's also available on PS4 and Xbox One, but if not, if anything, I think having a Nintendo Switch version of that game would actually be really awesome. Okay, so the spear is his weakness. I'll go ahead and restore, or heal more. Oh, geez, that didn't really heal enough as I hoped for. But then again, when we're going up against this bear, it seems like we're in a bit of a pickle. Oh, you did not just do that. You did not do that. Apothecary skills. Vivify. Vivify her. There we go. That was not cool. Not cool at all. That bear's a cuck, if you ask me. That frost bear. Now that's the true definition of bad, Mr. Frost. Oh my god, really? I guess we're gonna have to vivify the other. Man, this bear really doesn't take any prisoners, if you ask me. This bear is gonna give us the runaround. Just finish up this battle, Alphen, and then we'll heal everybody afterwards. There we go.
Try again.
Jeez. And she got up to level 7, just in time, too. Okay, so I think we can now make it inside the cave. See if we can actually get in a good play session inside the cave before we actually end off tonight's segment. Okay. So, let's go inside. Sister Ophelia, I am certain you know this well, but I feel compelled to speak. This is a place of true danger. Please, be sure that you are prepared before entering. Oh, we're sure. Don't worry about us. We'll actually get what we need and actually defeat the boss and then be on our way. Okay. We got a healing grape. I didn't even know that bear was going to give us that much trouble when we were inside this place. But if anything, we pulled through like a boss. Jeez. A lot of activity going on inside this cave. Or within this fight. But it doesn't seem like it's nothing that we can't handle. Yeah, rightfully so. Okay, so we broken all the wolves. Is the light-based spell something that they're weak against? No, it's not, but we actually killed one of them. Let's go ahead and use Fireball. Okay, that bat's not weak towards it either. Interesting. But we'll go ahead and take care of it. Wasn't really splitting hairs or anything. Okay, so we got two of them. Cyrus and Ulbrich managed to level up that time. Is Cyrus... does he have enough job points where he actually can get another ability? Something tells me no, but we'll check. But Ophelia, she can now get another one since we already have her leveled up. To quite extensively. Okay, learn skills. Oh yeah, we can actually get a new one with Cyrus. We can actually either get Firestorm, Blizzard, Lightning Blast. 12 foes twice. Okay. So it doesn't really matter who we choose. Or which we choose. Let's just go with Firestorm, and then let's go ahead and equip that new... we'll go ahead and we'll equip that new thingy. And we'll use Luminescence. And Persistence. Or Persistence. Okay, let's go ahead and equip those support skills. Let's see. Evasive Maneuvers, Elemental Augmentation. Augments the equipping character's elemental attack strength by 50. Ooh, this actually could be good in our favor. And all status enhancements you receive will last for one additional turn. Okay, let's go ahead and give that to Ophelia, so that way she can actually still have those resistances against those status effects. Because we're going to need all the help we can get to actually get through this whole ordeal. Shadow Soulstone. It is a good day for battle. What was your first clue?
Well then,
Sure, it was a certain clue, but nothing that we couldn't even figure out on our own. Go ahead and use Luminescence on all of it. Yeah, it didn't work. Go ahead and show off your new spell, the Firestorm. You can actually attack him twice. Yeah, there we go. What I love to see. Go ahead and take care of that. Hi, Wolf. And bazinga! Oh, that felt oh so satisfying. Okay, go up the stairs now. There's a treasure chest over there. I think we can get it. Yeah. Good thing that we're actually looking for those suspicious-looking nooks and crannies just to get to where we need to be. A silver hairpiece inside of that grand treasure chest.
Flame, protect us. Well then.
Still, they're not weak against that. What are they weak against?
The battle is truly joy.
Well, at least tell me that the white bats are weak against spears. Yes, they are weak against spears like the others. Go ahead and... yeah, firestorm them all. Okay, we got those two broken, so we can put lay the pain onto them. Oh, we don't even need that much. Okay, good.
Bring it on.
Hey, we defeated it with the scholar.
Should have studied harder.
No complaining. And, you know, another thing I wanted to go back and make mention of with Streets of Rage 3, or Bare Knuckle 3, that Jerry was playing, that hopefully... I've seen monsters before, but nothing like the creatures in this cave. Mayhap they protect the flame. Come to think of it, why do I feel as though someone or something is watching my every move? That is a good question. Anyway, what I was saying is that, with, Refreshing Jam. With Streets of Rage, the trilogy, it kind of makes me wonder, you know, maybe I should take my turn at the Streets of Rage trilogy and see how far along I get with all three games. Or see if I can actually beat the first and third game, since I never actually beaten those games before. Fully. And since I saw Jerry actually manage to actually beat one of those games, it actually makes me more confident in actually wanting to try out the other. So, if Jerry's up for it, for me to actually try it out, you know, with all three of those games on this channel, then I will definitely gladly oblige by that.
Well then.
Albino bats.
Bring it on.
Victory shut out of my way.
Got him.
With each battle, I grow
And I probably would play them through the Sega Mega Drive Classics or the Sega Genesis Classics that's on PC that I have, which almost every one of those games that you can pick up on Steam are only 99 cents a piece. So that definitely makes it very tempting to actually, you know, pick up some more of those games for that collection. I mean, they got everything that you could ask for to play those games in high definition, like the Sonic the Hedgehog games, the Shining Force games, the Shinobi games, the Vector Man games, the, you know, Beyond Oasis, as well as some of those other games that actually appeared on the Sega platforms.
great inferno. The last. Have at you.
Well then.
Huh. Neat.
Bring it on.
Very neat.
Ha, try again.
And we got through that untouched. Can't touch this. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Can't touch this. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Can't touch this. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Damn right they couldn't touch that. Okay, Inspiriting Plum. Go ahead and give that to you. And to you. Okay. I probably should be using more of those items, since I have a crap ton of them. You know what? We'll go through the rest of Ophelia's first chapter, even if we have to elongate the experience a bit more, but, yeah.
Time to teach you a lesson. Now then.
Just a little more. How about 1,000 Spear? Oh, I couldn't get the other bat. Well, rats. That's okay.
Here we go.
We'll hit them with everything we got. With that, Firestorm ability. The ability that kicks so much butt with how strong and deadly it is.
Well then,
Still, it's not down. Okay, good. Here we go. Thrill of the fight. It was a thrill. One more fight, and then we should get Ophelia to level 10. And then we'll take on the boss, finally. I wonder if that person who we saw, what his name was, Matthias, is actually the one who we're going to be going up against in the boss fight. And if he is, then I can't wait to see what his boss fight portrait looks like, because it's just ridiculous with how big some of those boss fight portraits are, or the sprite portraits are for bosses in, you know, old and traditional JRPGs like this. But then again, that's part of the charm for old games like that. And even I found it to be very exaggerated when, you know, you have the old butler from, you know, that we went up against with, well, what's his name? The thief who was joining us. I mean, who was in our party, but, yeah, it's just so funny that we actually got to see firsthand what that battle was like. Okay, so we got that. Now it's time for us to go fight the boss. Okay, what was his name again? Yeah, Therion. Gosh, it's like, is my brain farting pretty bad tonight? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's been a long week. If anything. Okay, now let's go, let's save here real quick, and then we'll go kick some ass and take some names by defeating this boss. Okay, so here we go. Of thee who dost tread in these halls, I ask, art thou fit to lighten the flames and show the path to all humanity? Oh, you bet she does.
what?
This voice. I am the guardian of the first flame. If thou wouldst call thyself the flame bearer, thou must proven thyself worthy. Ah. So yes. Oh my goodness, now that looks like a boss. If you ask me. That truly does look like a boss. Very intimidating too, so I definitely like that portrait of a boss that we're seeing right now. Yeah, so that actually looks pretty awesome. Our light spell's weak again. There's something that's weak again. No, it's not. How about fire? I'll probably need you to analyze it more to see what all this guy is weak towards. Icicle? Oh, it is ice, because it's a flame guardian, of course. Huh. Why did that not click? Is it weak against... It is weak against staves, too. Go ahead and hit you a couple times with the stave. And then we'll unleash the pain on you. And not like the pain from MGS3. But we will unleash the pain on this guy. But yeah, like I said, this actually looks really awesome for a boss. This Guardian of the First Flame. I just really like how detailed it is. And Acquire did a really good job with, you know, bringing about that detail for this type of enemy. Heal all those wounds, please. We need to be at full peak condition to fight off against something like this. Yep, this dude is back on his feet and starting to bring the pain again. Sacred Flame gains in strength. Okay, so we need to try and work our hardest with bringing down this guy so that way he doesn't use his strong attack. But I think it's something that we can manage. Apothecary skills. Icicle you. Cool off, sucker! There we go. Now we get him to cool off a little bit more. Icewind it. And you can pretty much use it again at full strength, too.
Here we go.
Use that apothecary skill to its max. Cool off, sucker! I'm just always gonna keep saying that. Unlike Donatello from Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. Cool off, sucker! Ooh! That's some good damage. Use cleric skills and heal everybody's wounds again. And you're gonna get back up and try to attack us again. Yep, with another sweep. Funny how you're not gathering in strength like I thought you would. Okay, so we already got over half his health completed. Huh. I guess we'll do this a couple times. Okay, good. Now, alright, Alphen, get that same spell at max strength taking on this guy. Ooh, yes. Now let's see if we can unleash some hurt with Ulbrich. Oh yes, we unleash quite a bit of hurt. And that is awesome. Heal everybody's wounds again. Be on the safe side. Go ahead and do level 3 of this, since we already got this guy in the bag. Almost, anyways.
I'll do my best.
You know what? Let's go ahead and use the, light-based damage. Oh, still not enough. Warrior skills, cross-strike. Okay, got it. Ooh. That was quick and painless. So we pretty much defeated that first fight. And that was a really big thrill, and I loved every single bit of it. Inspiriting Plum Basket. I guess that heals all spirit points. Or skill points. This is the first flame of Aelfric, the fire he brought down from the stars. It's so beautiful, as brilliant as the stars burning in the night sky. Ophelia, thou hast been judged worthy to bear in the sacred flame. Reaching out thine hand and taken in it Aelfric's lanthorn. The lanthorn. This must be it. So yeah. Oh, looks like a lantern. Lanthorn. This is the sacred lantern used in the kindling. Aelfric's lanthorn. Liana, please forgive me. So, yeah, Liana. You need to stay with your father, whereas Ophelia, even though she's not related to Joseph by blood, she at least has more strength to actually carry on your burden. I must hasten back. So yes, it's time for us to make our way back. And we already quick jump over there. Yes.
Liana.
How is His Excellency? He is sleeping still, but he seems to be resting more easily now. Where have you been, Ophelia? Everyone was worried about you. Liana, there is something I must tell you. My daughters.
Father? Your Excellency.
My apologies.
Forgive me, my girls, for making you worry so. Do not look at me with such sad eyes, Liana. I will be well again before...
Father?
I will be well again before long. But now is not the time for such worries. The right... the right. You simply cannot bear it. Dearest Liana, here it goes.
Your Excellency.
I must speak with you. What is it, Ophelia? I would go on the pilgrimage and complete the kindling in Liana's place.
What?
That's Elfric's lanthorn. Ophelia, you... Ophelia. Your Excellency. You are aware that it is a grave sin for one to enter the Cave of Origin without the Church's permission. I am, Your Excellency. Ophelia, but why? Liana, leave us now. I would speak with Ophelia alone. But father! Worry not, I will not be punishing your sister, Liana. But there are matters we must discuss. I understand, father. Just don't be too hard on her, okay?
At least it would seem you came through your ill-advised journey in one piece.
I did, Your Excellency.
And I can assume you set out with no preparation to speak of. For all your quiet dignity.
I am sorry, Your Excellency.
Oh, Ophelia. I only hope that this kindness of yours will not be your ruin.
Oh, I don't think it will be. I think you have nothing to worry about, Joseph.
Your Excellency?
You journeyed to the Cave of Origin so that Liana might stay here with me, did you not?
Of course.
I will inform the Pontiff that there has been a change in plans, and that you will perform the kindling in Liana's stead. Speak with your sister, and learn what she has these many months. Your instruction will be abbreviated, but I know you are up to the task.
Aw. So you're actually giving her your blessing. Very good.
Your kindness brings warmth and light to all around you, Ophelia, just as does the sacred flame.
Your Excellency,
Ophelia, when I first took you in, I had a dream.
A dream, Your Excellency?
A dream of you, bearing the flame into the world. Looking back now, I realize it was an omen of what was to come. Liana is a fine daughter, my pride and joy. She has served as a daughter of the Church far better than I had any right to expect. But I know that it has not come easily to her. She has given up much of her true self to be who she must be for the Church. I have not yet told Liana, but I fear that I am not much longer for this world.
Aw. I see.
But Your Excellency, the healer said...
I trust that I know my body better than any other.
Aw.
Your Excellency...
Now, Liana's gonna be upset.
Oh, Ophelia. I am so proud of you and promise me that you will love one another forever?
Your Excellency, Father, please. Please don't leave us.
Thank you, Ophelia.
Aw. So sad now. Wonder how she's gonna take all that to heart.
And with that, I should be off. Do take care. Take care yourself. I think Father was looking a little better today, don't you? We nearly had to tie him to his bed. He so wished to be here too. It's good to know he's acting more like...
But she actually knows the truth about Joseph.
Ophelia, I owe you an apology. Whatever for, Leona? When I first heard that you would go on the pilgrimage in my stead, to tell you the truth, I was relieved. The thought that I could stay here with Father instead of worrying about the kindling. I knew you would be putting yourself in great danger, and yet I was so happy. Can you forgive me, Ophelia? Oh, please. I am the one who should apologize. I have no right to be here, and, well, here I am. I know that you only wanted to help me. And knowing that you will perform the rite in my stead makes me happier than anything. Thank you, Leona. And so my journey begins. To Saints Bridge, Goldshore, and finally back to Flames.
Ah. I see.
Light the flames in each town. Perform the kindling as our forebears have. I'll be gone for a while. But if ever you or Father need me, pray send for me at once. Thank you, Ophelia. Really do take care of yourself, okay?
That she will.
Let us see how Saints Bridge and the Riverlands treats me. Till we meet again, dear sister. May the sacred flame light your path. And may it ever shine its warmth upon you.
And now Ophelia is officially part of our entourage. And so the cleric set out on a journey never meant to be heard. She must complete the kindling, the holy rite carried out every 20 years, to be able to return to the beloved family she wishes to protect. Where will this unexpected journey lead her? Only the gods may know. But yes, we finally have Ophelia in our party, and we have the whole entourage with us. So we should be able to get some people that we can actually complete some of the side quests for, since we're now already at the completion of this of her first chapter. And I never did go up this way, which we can actually go. Can we actually go? Yes, we can. I was wondering why I was not going up. But yeah, there's really nothing over here. But, you know, it's actually pretty cool that we got to see a big glimpse of the church right there. So I just needed to check and see if we could actually get to that pathway, which we could. Okay. And I really haven't... Oh, there is somebody who we can actually do a side quest for. But side questing at this time is really not going to be that much of a task for us at this point, because, well, truth be told, if you look at the time right now, it is actually getting quite late. So we're going to be saving our time with side questing for the next episode. So let's go ahead and save right here, and go ahead and let me go ahead and give you some final pointers before I end up ending off this live stream. Oh yeah, oh boy, that is quite a lot that we have to explore within Orstera. And Ophelia's the Saints Bridge is actually located over here, so we have to leave from Clearbrook and then take this path over here, I think. Who knows? So yeah, there's a lot for us to cover the next time when we get on with our next chapter of whoever we decide to go with next. But if anything, we'll probably go for either whoever has the shortest level that we can go through for their next chapter. But we'll have, like I said, we'll have to see how that goes. Anyway, guys, if you like what you see, then be sure to hit that follow button right above the video player so that way you're notified of whenever I go live on Twitch. And if you like my stuff that I do as a content creator on YouTube, then you can click my big logo underneath this page, or underneath the video player of what you see in this page. If you click that, that will take you to my YouTube page, which is youtube.com/RRPGReviews. I do reviews, retrospectives, and I archive my live streams from that are on here onto YouTube. And I also do the side quest videos, which are me talking about news stories in relation to Western or Japanese RPG news. And if you like social media, then be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. My Facebook fan page is facebook.com/RRPGReviews, and my handle on Twitter is @RRPGReviews. So whichever social media site that you visit the most, you can guarantee I will be visiting both. I will post on both social media sites at the same time. So anyway, guys, be on the lookout for tomorrow night when we come back, same time, same place, and we're going to continue where we left off with Octopath Traveler. So I will see you guys tomorrow night, and also be sure to join me and Fighter Chaos and 16-Bit Jeff tomorrow afternoon with the Geek Fighters when we get started with our promotion towards Power Morphicon by playing through Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the Super Nintendo. I will be playing that. And then Jeff, like I said, next week Jeff's going to be playing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie on the Super Nintendo, as well as Jerry playing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Fighting Edition on the Super Nintendo the week after Jeff does his stream. So yeah, there's a lot of Power Morphicon promotion coming from us that we're doing for Hero Club that you're not going to find anywhere else on that Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/thegeekfighters. Alright guys, you all have yourself a good night, and I will definitely see you for the next live stream tomorrow night. But be sure to be on the lookout for the Geek Fighters tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. So until then, this is Double RPG signing off, wishing you all a good night, a good afternoon, good evening, great day, great morning, great midnight, or wherever, a great day wherever you are. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow. So this is Double RPG signing off by saying Godspeed and game on, gamers. Peace out.